All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect and believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. All right, and just want to go into the live stream this morning, dealing with the beloved Apostle Paul, because as you have it, all right, you have certain men, all right, Sakari, all right, pushing, okay, this mindset on Israel that the Apostle Paul books are not authoritative. They got a problem with the book of Luke, a problem with the book of Mark, and ultimately the majority of the New Testament, man. And eventually it's going to come out, all right, that they're Torah only, you know, and what's being revealed, okay, through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is a lot of these men, they don't believe in Yahweh Shai, man. They don't follow Yahweh Shai. But if you don't follow Yahweh Shai, you can't follow the Father, okay? And Jake got a very big misconception on how this thing works, man. There's an order to this thing, and Yahweh Shai, he goes into the order of the ministry, man. Okay, because Jake think that they can just go into the scriptures, all right, and agree with the things that fit their agenda. Okay, they think they can just hand pick and create a doctrine and customize a doctrine that fit their agenda. Nah, man, you gotta take everything, man. And that's why you go to the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 16 says, "He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despises you, despises me. And he that despises me, despises him that sent me." So if you're hearing the prophets, if you're being, okay, obedient to the words of the prophets, you're being obedient to Yahweh Shai. And if you're being obedient to Yahweh Shai, you're being obedient to the Father. That's how this thing works. The Lord deals with his people through prophets, man. You know, that's always how the Lord dealt with, all right, Israel was through prophets, man, through a mediator. All right, and right now the prophets, the true prophets, the sincere men, start with the apostles and elders, GMS, and the affiliate camps, and all the men under them. Those are the sincere men. And we just telling it like it is, not a thing of pride. This is a thing of salvation. As we listen to these other camps and these other groups, they're off, man. Okay? And the truth and the sincere doctrine is coming from the apostles and elders and the men under them. Okay? And the affiliate camps, man, the GMS, man. Other than that, man, everyone else had this leavening in their doctrine, man. They're off. Okay? And this is going to lead the masses, all right, to horrible deaths. Because one thing about it, you are Israelite and you're not moving in the right way, you're going to suffer a worse punishment than those that don't even know. You suffer the chance of being beat with many stripes, man. Okay, and let's go here because the Lord always dealt with Israel through the prophets, man. Okay, let's get this in Hosea. All right, chapter 12, verse 10. All right, Hosea 12 and 10. It said, "I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets." Okay? So the Lord utilizes the ministry of the prophets, okay, to speak on his behalf. The prophets come speaking, "Thus saith the Lord." Okay? And you go into the New Testament, all those men were men inspired and sent out directly by Yahushua. And we're going to prove that, man. Okay? Those men were ordained and given authority by Yahushua, all right, to go and establish order, preach repentance, man, preach warning, prophesy, okay, to the believers, man. You know? But you got Jake's telling you that those men don't have authority, man. Okay? And then you dealing with the Apostle Paul, and it's like, come on, man. Apostle Paul, the Lord, the Spirit, the Lord put the Spirit on the Apostle Paul, man, and do mighty works, man. And we benefit off that today. Okay? And we're going to get into that, man. So let's read this in Luke again, then we'll get that in Acts, man. Okay? Because you can't just say you don't fool Paul, then think you can deal with Yahushua. Okay? You can't skip past the prophets and go deal with Yahushua. You can't skip past Yahushua and go deal with the Father. It don't work like that, man. Okay? There's order. This is Luke 10 and 16 again, and this is the order. It said, he that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. Okay? So Jake really despises Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Jake really wants to set up their own thing. This is what we seeing happening amongst our people, man. Jake really want to set up their own thing, man. They really want to rule over Israel. Okay? That's Jake mindset, man. The same chief priest, them same spirits, they're back in that same energy that they was in during the time of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? They had a very, harsh disdain for Yahweh Shai. Because they want that spot, man, for themselves, man. Okay? Telling you this man ain't got authority, this man, we don't know who wrote that. All right? But they prop themselves up with this authority figure, man. Okay? Let's go here. Let's get this in the book of Acts, the 9th chapter. And really when you read this, man, it's like there's nothing else that should be said. That's the thing, like when the scriptures say what they say, that's what it is. When the scriptures say what they say, that's what it is, man. Why should we even have to go back and forth? But their resistance, is part of the battle, man. Their opposition. This is Acts 9 and 10. It says, and there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias, and he said, behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth, and have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he have done to thy saints in Jerusalem. So the Lord is coming to Ananias and telling him what he has to do pertaining to Saul, which will later become Paul. Okay, the Apostle Paul. All right, and Yahushua letting him know that he already gave him a vision that you was going to come and give him his sight back. So he's telling Ananias to execute on that vision. Okay, but Ananias like, man, I heard of this man. Like he go hard body against the believers. Okay, and then Yahushua is going to expound, okay, on his purpose, all right, for the Apostle Paul. And it said, then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he have done to the saints, to thy saints in Jerusalem. And here he have authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. This is in red. This is Yahushua speaking. Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Okay? So Yahushua, all right, gave Apostle Paul his authority. Okay, he told Ananias, look, he's a chosen vessel unto me. Okay, this is the king. All right, our king gave Apostle Paul the authority. See, Jake don't move like this is a kingdom, man. And you niggas just ain't fit, man. Nigga, the Lord just finna get rid of you niggas, man. Okay? Because you niggas will bring that black culture bullshit, all right, in the kingdom if you could, man. The Lord just finna get rid of you niggas, man. Because plain and simple, our king said that Apostle Paul is a chosen vessel unto him. That should be enough said, man. What are we speaking on? Okay? But that goes into the being a product of the matriarch, man, where you don't respect no male authority, man. You don't respect no Israelite male authority. You know? And all them niggas gotta go, man. Okay? The Lord finna get rid of a lot of you Israelites, man, that come in that black woman rebellious spirit, man, that when it comes to authority, man. Okay? Because that's what niggas get that shit from, man. The goddamn nigga woman, man. Seeing their mothers being rebellious to a male authority their whole life, and they it's ingrained in them niggas, man. You know? So it says, read Acts 9 and 15 again. It said, but the Lord said to him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. So the Yahushua explained Apostle Paul's office. And the Apostle Paul, he understood his office, man. He understood the mission, man. The Apostle Paul was completely in order and subjugated unto Yahushua, man. You know, completely. Everything he did was under the order, all right, and the obedience of Yahweh Shai, man. Everything the Apostle Paul was doing, man. He was in complete order. Okay, this is Romans 11 and 13. It says, for I speak to you Gentiles, in so much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. Okay? Isn't he mimicking what Yahweh Shai said he would be doing? He had to go speak to the Gentiles, to the kings. Okay, he had to speak to the the different nobilities of the Romans. You know, but we'll get those accounts. But he's doing. Apostle Paul did everything Yahweh Shai said he was going to do, man. He was going to be a minister to the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners. Okay, and he was going to testify amongst kings, man, because he went all the way up even to Caesar. Okay, and he had talked to King Agrippa, different governors, Felix. Okay, so the Apostle Paul did everything that Yahweh Shai said that he was gonna do, man. And all niggas is doing is causing order and confusion, man. Okay, so reading this again, Romans 11 and 13 said, "For I speak to you Gentiles, in as much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office." And I read this in the NLT. I am saying all this especially for you Gentiles. The Most High has appointed me as the apostle to the Gentiles. I stress this. Okay? So he knew that the Lord had appointed him. Okay? The Lord appointed the apostle Paul, all right, to be the minister to the Gentiles, man. The Israelite foreigners, man. Okay? And the apostle Paul was groomed to be that. Even before he was called into this thing, the Lord had his life where he was groomed to be that, man. You know, all the brothers, man, everything about our life since we was born, it was about grooming us for our office in the ministry, man. Because you look into the Apostle Paul, he was raised as a Pharisee, but then he had Roman citizenship, man. So he understood the culture of the Gentiles, but he understood the law as well. All right, so he was able to break these things down, all right, in its simplest form to the Israelite foreigners. That's why he made a lot of comparison to what games. Okay, the sports was big back then, just as sports now. Don't we make a lot of analogies comparing the truth to certain sports, to certain games, to lifting weights or whatever, man? Apostle Paul was doing that because he was familiar with their culture. Okay, let's um let's go here. Uh, let's go to the book of Acts. Okay, let's get Acts 26. Now, what did Yahushua say that the Apostle Paul would be doing? And we're gonna keep referring to this, just to establish the authority, okay, given by Yahushua to the beloved Apostle Paul, man. All right, this is the book Acts 9 and 15. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Because Apostle Paul, he dealt with the Israelite foreigners, uh, he dealt with those of the circumcision, and he dealt with, those, he had to bear the name, testify the authority in the name of Yahushua before, all right, the Romans, man, the actual, Roman nobility, man. Okay? And so let's get an account on that. This is Acts 26 and 1. It said, Then Agrippa said unto Paul, Thou art permitted to speak for thyself. Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself. I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day before thee, touching all things whereof I am accused of the Jews. Okay? So he's being presented before King Agrippa. Yahushua just said he would have to, he's a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles, kings, and the children of Israel, man. Those are the Israelite foreigners, the Roman nobility, and those are the circumcision, man. And Paul dealt with all of them, man. All right? I'm going to prove that, okay? Especially because I know thee to be an expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews, wherefore I beseech thee to hear me patiently. My manner of life from my youth, which was at the first among my own nation at Jerusalem, know all the Jews, which knew me from the beginning, if they would testify that after the most greatest sect of our religion, I lived a Pharisee. And see, you had righteous Pharisees, man, and the Pharisees was heavy into the precepts. Okay, that's why when Apostle Paul wrote letters, he was able to always he incorporated a lot of precepts. Okay, he would always go back to the Torah, man. When the Apostle Paul, when you read his letters, Apostle Paul was dropping it, man. There was a heavy spirit on the apostle, man, and he was making these things plain. Apostle Paul was breaking down the Old Testament, man, through Yahushua. He was explaining Yahushua through the Old Testament, man. Okay, and it says, which knew me from the beginning, if they would testify that after the most greatest sect of our religion, I lived in Pharisee, and now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of the Most High unto our fathers, unto which promise our 12 tribes, instantly serving the Most High day and night, hope to come, for which hope's sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Jews. So he's going into the promises made into the tribes. Okay? Yahushua, wasn't he speaking about the promises made into the tribes? You shall sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? I am come only but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? So the Apostle Paul, he's giving the testimony of the doctrine of Yahushua in front of the Roman nobility, man. Which that was he was built to do that. You see, now the Lord could have put a spirit on anybody to be built. The Lord can snap his finger and give you, the ability to do anything, man. Okay? But he used this process of having the Apostle Paul being expert in the law, but also being a Roman citizen, man, understanding both cultures, man. Okay? So he was the one that was groomed to have that office, man. To write the book of Hebrews, the only way you can write that book is if you have an extreme understanding in the law, the priesthood, and an extreme understanding in Yahushua. That's the only way you will be able to write the book of Hebrews in the fashion that the Apostle Paul wrote that book, man. And he was built for that, man. All right? And niggas can't take that away. Niggas love to try to take away another Israelite man, all right, body of work or any type of glory, man. But all that glory was through Yahushua. That's why Apostle Paul, he kept referencing Yahushua, man, and the Father. All right, so now let's go here to Acts 28. So we seen in the book of Romans 11 chapter that he said he told those Israelite foreigners, all right, which you consider Gentiles, he magnified his office. Then We just seen the account that he was presented before the kings, okay, King Agrippa, all right, the nobility of Rome. So now let's go when he dealt with the circumcision, okay. So this is Acts 28:17. It says, and it came to pass that after 3 days Paul called the chief of the Jews together, and when they were come together, he said unto them, men and brethren, though I have committed nothing against the people or customs of our fathers, yet was I delivered prisoner from Jerusalem into the hands of the Romans, who when they have examined me, would have let me go, because there was no cause of death in me. But when the Jews spake against it, I was constrained to appeal unto Caesar, not that I had aught to accuse my nation of. So he's speaking, all right, to what? The circumcision, okay, which would be considered the children of Israel. They, Yahushua said, the Apostle Paul will be sent to as well, okay? So as the Apostle Paul is bound, he calls them to those of the circumcision, you know, to have counsel with him on why he's bound and try to explain to them, okay, what's going on, okay, why is he in this position, okay? And it says, for this cause, therefore, Acts 28:20, for this cause, therefore, have I called for you to see you and to speak with you, because therefore the hope of Israel, I am bound with this chain. And they said unto him, we neither receive letters out of Judea concerning thee, neither any of the brethren that came showed or spake any harm of thee. So the Apostle Paul always was speaking for the 12 tribes, man. He knew that those Israelite foreigners, those Gentiles, okay, were descendants of those tribes, man. Okay, they had been Hellenized and lost their way. Okay, that was raised into those Greek, all right, those Greco-Roman customs, man. Okay, he never contradicted anything of the Old Testament, man. All right. It says, and they said unto him, we neither received letters out of Judea concerning thee, neither any of the brethren that came showed or spake any harm of thee. But we desire to hear of thee what thou thinkest, for as concerning this sect, we know that everywhere it is spoken against. And that was Yahushua. You know, they was the sect of Yahushua. These were the men that was sent forth by Yahushua and teaching the gospel, man, the good news. Okay, but you had a lot of those of the circumcision that was offended at Yahushua, man. You know, they thought it was going against, the customs. Okay, dealing with Israelite foreigners, they thought those things were, they looked at those things as blasphemy, man. Okay, but they didn't understand grace. All right, the Apostle Paul is why the Apostle Paul kept breaking down grace, man. They didn't under the circumcision didn't understand the grace that was through Yahushua. Okay, verse 23 says, and when they had appointed him a day, there came many to him into his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of the Most High, persuading them concerning Yahushua, both out of the law of Moses and out of the prophets, from morning till evening. So from the morning time to the evening time, okay, the Apostle Paul was teaching and expounding on Yahushua. And it says out of the law of Moses and of the prophets. So it was only the Old Testament, man. Okay? That's the only thing that the Apostle Paul had. And he was teaching out of that, man. And he was teaching Yahushua. Okay? So how is the Apostle Paul not authoritative when he's teaching according to the Old Testament, man? He wasn't teaching, he wasn't just going on rants, teaching Yahushua. He was going into the precepts. Okay? So as he's doing this from morning to evening, and it said verse 24, and some believe. Okay? And some of the circumcision believe the things which were spoken, and some believe not. And when they agreed not among themselves, they departed after that Paul had spoken one word. Well spake the Holy Spirit by Isaiah the prophet unto our fathers, saying, Go unto this people and say, Hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall not see, and not perceive. And so the Apostle Paul, he dealt with the circumcision, and he converted some of them. The Spirit used him to convert some of the circumcision. Okay, but then you had those that didn't believe. So the Apostle Paul, what does he do? He goes directly to another precept in Isaiah. Okay, where it says, Go unto this people and say, Hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and not perceive. For the heart of this people is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing. So what is the Apostle Paul going into? Let's just get there, man. Okay, this is the book of Acts, this is the book of Isaiah, all right, chapter 6. Okay, and this is how Apostle Paul taught. Apostle Paul taught with precepts. Majority of those epistles are filled with him referencing precepts, man. When you go into the writings of Apostle Paul, Isaiah 9, Isaiah 6 and 9, it says, And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear you indeed, but understand not, and see you indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Okay? So this is what the Apostle Paul was referring to after he had, all right, this account with the circumcision, man. Okay? He started cursing them niggas out, man. They're the ones that didn't believe. He was frustrated, man. He had spent all that time going into the precepts, okay, with these niggas, man. And then he was like, I see why it say that in Isaiah, man. You got like Apostle Gabar, you gotta envision this, man. Apostle Paul looking at these niggas, man. And he said, I see why Isaiah said what he said, man, about you niggas, man. And he went to quote the precept. He said, Acts 28 and 27 again. It says, For the heart of this people is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Be it known, therefore, unto you that the salvation of the Most High is sent unto the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, and they will hear it. All right? So the Apostle Paul, like, the hell with you niggas, man. I'm going to the Israelite foreigners, man. All right? I'm going amongst them because they got faith, man. Okay? You niggas been brought up in these customs, but you ain't got no faith, man. And it says, and when he had said these words, the Jews departed and had great reason among themselves. And Paul dwelt 2 years in his own hired house and received all that came in unto him, preaching the kingdom of the Most High and teaching those things which concern the Lord Yahushua with all confidence, no man forbidding him. So Apostle Paul was in that holding cell 2 years, man, and he was dealing with Israelite foreigners, those of the circumcision, and he was constantly being brought before, all right, the nobility of Rome, man. Okay, everything that Yahushua said he would be doing. Okay, because you had times when the Apostle Paul was actually visiting these places, man. The Apostle Paul put in some work, man. He put in some work, man, and it never stopped until they cut his head off, man, until he was beheaded. Okay, because even the book of Timothy, that was from he wrote there from a holding cell before he was beheaded. Okay, that's why you have this in Timothy. We just gonna go through the spirit, man. How you gonna? Because this and Paul has so much exhortation, like all these writings. All right, these epistles of the Apostle Paul, man, they are faith boosters today, man. Like Apostle Paul pushed a lot of mindset that we should be in. Like the mindset that helps us get through our day to day was from the writings of the Apostle Paul, man, which he was inspired by the Spirit. Okay? Well, you get this in 2 Timothy 4 and 7. Because like I say, either the Apostle Paul, he was doing a lot of traveling. You know, he had that part of his ministry where he was actually traveling to these churches, and then he had parts where he was in prison, he was in holding cell where he would have to write letters and send those letters out. You know, this is Second Timothy 4:7. It says, verse 6, I started at 6, 2 Timothy 4:6. It says, "For I am ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." Okay, because he knew, all right, he's going to be beheaded, but he's still, all right, writing letters, man. He's writing to Timothy because Timothy was over the church of Ephesus, man. So he's establishing Timothy, okay, hey, to be strong in Yahweh Shah, man, as he's teaching, man. Okay? It says, "I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing." Okay? And this is a faith booster, man. Some of us gonna be in these cells, man, and we gonna revert to precepts like this. Like when we in the prison and there's nothing we can do, we in prison for our belief in Yahweh Shai. It's gonna be in our mind like shit. We fought the good fight of faith. This is the crown after this. You know, like they say, they might give you a scheduled date to be beheaded. We might be in the prison and they give us a scheduled date to be beheaded, man. And we can think about precepts like this, like, see, my departure is at hand. I fought the good fight of faith, man. It's a crown laid up for me after this, man. And we can rejoice in these circumstances we're going to be in, man. Okay, but but if all you can think about is a debate, you in prison and you trying to remember, a debate from Sakari, you through, man. Okay, so let's go here, man. All these, the Apostle Paul pushed a lot of mindset, man. Let's go here to Philippians 3. Okay, Philippians 3:13 said, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended." Okay, so he didn't consider himself to have made it. All the work and the writings that Apostle Paul did, he still didn't consider himself as if he made it. You know, and that's a mindset we should be in. Like, no matter how many videos and how much revelation that we've gotten, man, like, nah, man, we ain't made it yet. We haven't apprehended. Okay? Don't get comfortable. It says, "But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach." Okay? And when you read in the NLT, it says, "I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which the Most High through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is calling us." So he's comparing this walk as a race, man, as a competition. All right? And the main competition is being against the flesh, man. Okay? Against the enchantments of Satan, the overcoming lust. Apostle Paul talked a lot about that, man, overcoming the lust, that was in this society. And he understood these things, man. So he was able to compare, this ministry to sports a lot of time because those Israelite foreigners, those Gentiles, they was familiar with that, man. So the Apostle Paul will use that for a teaching point, man. Okay? Because when you win the race, you will get a prize. Okay? And he preached the prize is the prize of Yahweh Shai. You see? Let's go here. Okay? Um, let's get that in I think that's Colossians 3. No, it's in the same chapter, matter of fact. All right, this Philippians 3. I started at 1. Philippians 3:1 said, finally, my brethren, rejoice in the Lord. All right, to write the same things to you, to me indeed, is not grievous, but for you it is safe. Beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision. Okay? And you read this in the NLT, Philippians 3:2 says, watch out for those dogs, those people who do evil, those mutilators who say you must be circumcised to be saved. Okay? So you had Jake back then trying to undo the teachings of Apostle Paul. Okay, you had niggas following Apostle Paul from city to city, and he would teach and establish a doctrine in their city. Them niggas will come behind him and try to undo it, man. This ain't nothing new, man. What niggas is doing is nothing new, man. Niggas just in their lot. Okay? And it's being revealed. Niggas just in their lot. Okay? Verse 3 said, for we are the circumcision which worship the Most High in spirit and rejoice in Yahushua and have no confidence in the flesh. Okay, so the Apostle Paul, like, we are the circumcision too, but we rejoice in Yahushua. We don't have confidence in the flesh, boasting in what laws we can keep. You know, because when you boast in the law is death. You know, trying to be justified by it is death, man. Because we can't do it, first in this flesh, and secondly in this setup, in this captivity. We won't be able to do that, man. Okay, verse 4, it says, though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinking that he have whereof he might trust in the flesh, I more, circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee, concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless. Okay? But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahushua. Okay? Now he's pushing the mindset to be in. And we look at this thing now, we count everything, all right, lost to gain Yahushua. Okay, we already got that counted as a loss, man. If the woman leave, we already got that loss figured in. Okay, we lose finances, we already got that loss figured in, man. For Yahushua, okay, we lose certain comforts of this world, we already got that figured in as a loss to gain Yahushua, man. Okay, verse 8, yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua HaMashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushua. Okay, so the Apostle Paul was like, look, if they want to go into clout, I was a Pharisee of the Pharisees, man. Okay, they want to brag about keeping the law. Well, I can go tick for tat with anybody if we want to go into the law. Okay? But that's not what I boast in. My boast is in gaining Yahushua. Okay? Because gaining Yahushua, we're understanding the intent of the Heavenly Father, man. See, to gain Yahushua, we're understanding what the Heavenly Father, how he wanted his sons to be. We're being conformed to, all right, a son that's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, man, through Yahushua. Okay? The law is beautiful, it's great. And we rehearse it to the best of our ability, man. But we're going to, first we have to learn, all right, how to rule in righteousness and in balance, man. You know, first we have to deal with what's within us, man. See, Yahushua is cleaning us up from within. The law didn't do that, man. The law didn't clean us up from within, man. Yahushua is. Okay? Because you can keep the law and still be a grimy nigga, man. Okay? You can keep the law and still be oppressive as a leader. Okay? But under Yahushua, we're learning how to apply the law in the spirit of balance and the spirit of mercy, man. Okay? And this is what we're gaining, man. And that's pleasing to the Father. All right? Let's go. I know brothers probably lighten it up and get a couple of these. Yep. So let's get this. See, the brother posted it, but I'm gonna get it. Let's get this in the book of 1 Corinthians 9 and 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in the race, all right, run all, but one received the prize." Okay, so run that ye may obtain. All right, and every man that strive for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible. So when he says temperate in all things, and you go into the word temperate, all right, in the Greek, which is egro tuama, egro in the Greek, and it says be self-controlled, to be continent, all right, continent, to exhibit self-government, conducts oneself temporally. Okay, and that's a major part in the truth, man, to have self-government, man. Okay, to understand how to govern ourselves. That's the first phase of becoming, joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, is self-temperance, man. Okay, self-restraint. Because we live in a society that doesn't deal with none of it, man. It's all about, running yourself after your lust, man. Okay? This is what the society taught us, man, to just, indulge in all the lust, man. Chase money, chase women, chase status, chase clout, chase fame, chase being popular, chase sex, chase this, chase food. Everything is about indulging in the flesh, man. Okay? But the Apostle Paul is saying, look, if you want to strive, if you want that crown, you got to learn to be temperate, man. The Apostle Paul taught a lot about lifestyle, man. Our day-to-day lifestyle, man, as being a minister. The Apostle Paul was teaching teachers how to live. Okay? He was teaching teachers how to live. That's why when he was going into Timothy, okay? And this is all the writings of Paul, man. Okay, 2 Timothy 2 and 3, it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach." So the Apostle Paul is pushing to be like a soldier, man. Okay, on a mission. We on a mission, man, as men, all right, of Yahweh Shai Shai. We on a mission, man. We really got to move like soldiers in this thing, man. Okay? And when you go into it, he's going to expound some more. It said, "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier." Okay? So the Apostle Paul is warning Timothy, look, don't get caught up in all the day-to-day bullshit that, people got going on, man. Okay? And you read in NLT, it says soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them, man. So soldiers don't get caught up in the affairs of civilian life, man. There's a lot of things we don't have time to give our energy to that BS, man. Especially with our people, man. Black culture is so dysfunctional, all right? And our people always got so much shit going on. We can't get sucked into that, man. The only way to be pleasing to Yahweh Shai, we have to be as available as possible, man. Okay? And availability, like when you look at, when you work somewhere, the thing that people cherish is someone that's always available. Even if you run your own business and you got different clients, one of the things that they cherish is your availability. Of a husband, all right. Hey, one of the attributes that makes a woman pleasing to a husband is her availability, man. Okay? When she's needed, she's available. All right. You look at us and serving Yahweh Shai, hey, we need to have high availability, man. We need to have the highest availability for Yahweh Shai as possible, man. All right, and we can't do that. We all entangled into the never-ending soap opera and drama that's going on in this society, man. Especially amongst our people, man. Because black culture, It's a goddamn mess, man. It's always so much shit going on, man. You know, with niggas, man, and our people and the children, and all they, and then, you know, Darrell got this going on, Shantae got this going, and all this goddamn, you know, it's never ending, you know. But we not to get caught up in that, man. And this is what the Apostle Paul is telling Timothy, man, don't get caught up in this shit, man. You know, even when you go here, I believe that's let me see if I can get that. You know, because he's grooming Timothy, okay, on how to edify. There's another one. 1 Timothy 6:20 says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called." Okay? So he's letting Timothy know, look, don't get caught up in all right, these vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Just like today, we don't get caught up in all this madness that Jake got going on, and Egyptologists, and all these vain babblings, Planet Nimaru, and all this madness that niggas got going on, man. Okay, we don't entertain that, man. All right, we let y'all know that that nigga bugged out and keep it moving, man. Okay, cause we here to edify, man. We ain't got we need all our time to develop in righteousness, man, and be conformed, all right, to the liking of Yahweh. That's what our time is going to, prophesying and warning about the things to come, what's happening, and developing, okay, to be compatible for the kingdom to come. Okay, that's why we not in that debate spirit, man. We see what the debate spirit gets you, man. All right, Sakara did all this debating, and now he down there don't believe the Bible, man. All right, he gonna debate himself to where he's an atheist, man. The way he going, you know. So, um, listen, yeah, we got another one. 1 Timothy 6. We can stay in this chapter because Apostle Paul, man, he was just dropping it, man. Okay. All right, this is 1 Timothy 6:6. It says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain." You know, and he's going into the love of money. Because the Apostle Paul he's seeing these things play out. Then you gotta understand, Apostle Paul, he knew about the Proverbs when it spoke about money, man. The riches, they grow wings and fly away. Apostle Paul, he's dropping it to these Israelite foreigners, man. He's giving them all the gains, but he's making it understandable because he understands that culture, man. Okay? So, and another thing, like having this wisdom and this understanding, man, there's no greater feeling, as a man than that feeling than the Lord dealing. When you do an edifying lesson, when you read and you're getting revelations, man, that's above money. Okay, and you get to the point to where when you got everything you need, you're really rich, man. You got all your necessities, man. You're really rich, man. With coupled with the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, the gift of grace, the gift of faith, you know. And it says, verse 7, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therefore with content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and as a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts." And look what you got. You got Jake throwing the Bible out, but Jake is getting all this money. Jake grifting. That's another thing. Jake diminish the authority of Paul, but then use the Apostle Paul to grift the congregation, man, to get money out of the congregation. Okay, and they all goes back to what, man? The lust of money. Now we see Jake falling into all these hurtful lusts, man. Jake come in riding a horse, Jake just wilding. Jake just changing all the breakdowns, okay, to keep the money going, man. So we're seeing Jake destroy themselves off money, man, off pride. And the Apostle Paul warned about these things. You know, that's why with me, I have a totally different respect with money, man. I'm like, I don't want a whole bunch of money, man. You know, because that money powerful, man. You see, let's say my little necessities, man, and my little simple pleasures I got, and I'm good, man. You know, I don't crave a whole bunch of money, man. You know, because hey, the money will separate you, man. It says, "We drown men, okay, in destruction and perdition." All right, let's read this in the NLT. It said, "But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmless desires. They plunge them into ruin and destruction." Okay? For the love of money is the root of all evil, which some have coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness, man. You know, follow after those things, man. All right, because we come into a kingdom, man, where we're gonna have abundance beyond anything that can be calculated, man. Okay, we're gonna have eternal wealth. Okay, you can't put a number on it, man. You see, and this is the mindset that Apostle Paul was pushing to this church, man. Okay, so let's go here, man. We gotta go to Hebrews, and we end it here. All right, this is Hebrews 12:1. It says, "Wherefore, seeing we are also compassed about um, with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." Okay? So the Apostle Paul, pretty much spoke on living in simplicity, man. Put aside any hindrance, man. Anything that's a hindrance, even if it's not a sin, but especially if it's a sin, put those things aside, man. So um, we can move more easily in this thing, man. Because like I say, the cares of this world is like having that extra luggage, man. When you too entangled into these things, it's like that luggage that weigh you down, man. Okay? So we should be stripping off all these unnecessary things that don't matter, and be tapped into Yahweh Shai, you know? And it makes us easy for us to maneuver in this truth when we ain't got all these different things pulling at us, man. Okay, it said, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. Okay? So Yahweh Shai being the author, you go into the word author, and Apostle Paul was always pushing Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? And you go into the word in the Greek is archegos, all right? Archegos, okay? By the way, you get that word architect. And it says the chief, the prince, the leader. It said one that takes the lead in anything and thus affords an example, a predecessor in a matter, a pioneer. Okay, so Yahweh Shai was our pioneer of being faithful even unto death, man. Standing on righteousness even unto death. Okay? How he dealt amongst Jake, man. How he dealt with mercy, you know. How he dealt with patience, man. How he was about the Father's business, man. He was a pioneer of how we should be in our walk, man. You know? So that's the point. The point is made. And there's much more, man. We could be here for hours just going through the epistles of Apostle Paul and going into how, it aided, the mindset that we should have in this time, man. So Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sister was edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to those younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutation to the hopeful Shalom.